I just wanted to introduce myself to you. So, let me introduce myself to everyone here. There are many kids who already know me, but there are some new faces that I'm seeing today. So, for everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Alice. I'm an English tutor here at Glecta, and today I will be conducting this session for you. And in this session, you see, since there are so many kids, I can't allow you guys to unmute yourselves and speak. Otherwise, everyone would be speaking and you guys won't be able to hear me. So if you have any queries, if you have any comments, any questions, anything that you want to say to me, that my chat box is open to all of you. You all can send in your texts, okay? And through your messages, we're going to communicate. I'm going to solve your queries, and we're going to have this particular masterclass all together. And we're also going to be sharing a lot of helpful tips and tricks in here. We'll be discussing the importance of these topics, important points in the topics. And one thing I want everyone to make sure is please keep your books and pens ready because you guys will be making notes. Okay? All right. I will allow that, Tanvi. Don't worry. Okay. All right. So I hope everyone's ready with their books and their pens. I want everyone to show me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, very good. So everyone's ready. Perfect. I see Yatrib, Anna, you guys. Okay. Shahzain is also here. Adya, Nazaha. Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. All right. So now let me introduce you what we are doing here and, what are all of these sessions about. This particular session is for English, as we all are familiar. We're going to cover the topics of verbs and subject-verb agreement. Two topics today, two of the most important topics, actually. Okay, but it's not just going to be for English. Mahadev, whatever query you have, love, you can drop it in the chat box. Okay, now what we're going to not just do this for English, but every Saturday we'll be having a new, masterclass on different subjects. So you don't just have one English subject, but you also have maths to study for. You have VR, that is your verbal reasoning. You have your NVR, that's your non-verbal reasoning as well. So we have so many subjects. That means we need tips and tricks for all of them. Right? So you can join in on those masterclasses happening every week. And if you guys feel like you have your brothers and sisters who are going to give the GCSE exams this particular year, then you can recommend the same live sessions to them as well. Now, don't worry, we have specific GCSE and A level masterclasses, free masterclasses for them. Okay. And you have your 11 plus. So if you want to get a good score, I would really recommend joining into all of those masterclasses every Saturday. Clear, everyone? If it's clear, I want everyone to show me a thumbs up. Okay, very good. And one exciting news for everyone. After this particular live session, every one of you is going to receive a free mock test. And that mock test is going to have the correct answers at the bottom. So I would request everyone to try and solve it. You see, if you solve it, you'll get to know how much are you familiar with or where do you need help. If you get any wrong answers, you already have the correct ones down below to check. It won't be a test, right? But you can pretend it is, you can solve it, and you'll know where you're standing and how far along you still have to travel to get the desired result you'd want. Okay, so that would be an eye opener for everyone here as to how good we are. Okay, so once you solve that test, do send in your results to me because I also want to see how good you are. Okay, all right. So let's see, we've gotten some comments. Yes, Ishan, the classes will be every Saturday, 1 p.m. No, Mahadev, we're not doing that, love. Um, because this is a free masterclass, Murali. So there are so many kids. Everyone wants to learn today. Okay, now without, making wait any further, let's get started. So, all the kids who are new to Glecta as well, let me introduce you, give you a little information about Glecta. Glecta is an online tutoring platform, everyone. And when you take, when you're going to take classes with me, with Glecta, you are going to get so many things from us for your 11 plus exams. You're going to get notes. We're going to give you practice tests and exams. You're going to have your lectures and revision doubts, of course. You'll have counseling and you will also receive past year papers. And let me, tell you one secret. So, all the kids who have joined in today, there's a secret that I'm telling you. The mock test that you guys will be receiving today is based on the past year patterns and past year questions. So, whoever wants to know how, the paper was like last year, do give it a try this time. Okay. And see if you can get the perfect score. If not, then of course you can arrange a session with me. You can book in a free demo, you can enroll in the classes, and we'll cover all of your doubts in there. Okay? All right. Okay. Maths, we're going to do it. I think maths is going to happen after the next week. Now, welcome to this particular English session once again, everyone. And today's topic is verbs and subject-verb agreement. So let's get started. Now, requirement for this particular class is that you keep your books and pens ready to take notes because there are so many rules I'm going to tell you. Then pay utmost attention to grasp all the concepts. Okay? Please keep your eyes and ears open. After that, make sure your camera, your mic, and your chat box is enabled so that you can let me know about any of your queries that you face. And what is the goal of today's session? The goal of today's session is that you will be able to identify subject, object, and different types of verbs today. Okay, so first we'll be dealing with the topic of verbs only. I'll tell you what are the different types of verbs, what are state verbs, helping verbs, main verbs, and there are so many of those things. So if you ever feel confused because of them, we are going to get that sorted out. Mahadev, Imtiaz, and Ayan, I know you guys are raising your hands, but I can't allow you to speak. So you have to send in your queries in the chat box, right? So please type it in, and there you go. I'll help you from the chat box. Okay. After that, we have you're going to learn rules for subject verb agreement. You see, subject and verb, these two terms might seem very easy, but are the most important things in the English language. You see, everything that I'm speaking wouldn't have been possible if I did not have either of those. Without subject or verbs, you can't even have a grammatically correct sentence. Okay, so that is how important these two are. And that's why we'll be learning about the rules of their agreement. Then you're going to be able to make grammatically correct sentences using subject verb agreement. Okay. Now, you must be thinking, what are these rules and why are they important? Well, today I'll be introducing you to some concepts, some rules which you might not have heard before. And that is going to tell you what are the errors you make when you write something. Okay. Now, and at the end, when we reach the end of our today's session, you guys would be able to attempt the multiple choice questions easily that you receive in your exams. I would request everyone to please kindly do not annotate on the screen. Otherwise, where would I write? No? So that's why I've requested you guys to make sure that you have your books. You can scribble in there. Okay? Now, coming to the next part, here is our social media platforms. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram. You can get your aids if you have any queries or questions, any doubts related to 11 plus or GCSEs. You can get them sorted out in WhatsApp through a call. All the numbers are being displayed right below. Okay, on my right side, so you all can check those out. We have our Telegram, group, the Telegram group that's been written here on the screen. If you guys join this group, you're going to get a lot more questions, a lot more mock tests, a lot more comprehensions on a daily basis. So do join it if you want to practice more, if you want to see what other kids are learning, because most of the kids are there on this platform and they are joining in there. Okay. Now, let's get started with our first topic of the day. That is verbs. Okay. So now I know most of you know what are verbs. Okay, Ayan says it is a sentence without verb and subject, object. No, love. It's not possible. Without an object, yes, it is. Um, all right. Very good, Imtiaz. Okay, so let's start with verbs. What are verbs? You see, we all know about verbs as they are. Okay. A doing word. Very good, Nazaha. They are doing words. We all know verbs as if they do an action. For example, we can talk about them as if you guys are running. You guys all are performing verbs right now, even. You guys are listening. Listening isn't is a doing word. It's an action verb. Okay. Listening, running, speaking, talking, watching, thinking, right? Breathing is even a verb. So every action that you perform throughout the day is what you put under the category of verbs. But that's not the only category we're going to put, under the verbs. Verbs are divided into two segments. The first segment is action verbs that we were just discussing, a doing word. That means run, play, sleep. All of these are what you call your verbs. But what is the other category or the other half of the page that shows helping verbs? Helping verbs is the second segment or another category of verbs that you might not have heard before. So let's see what it is. Now, helping verbs are the verbs that help you make a grammatically correct sentence. For example, if I say, Sarah running, how many of you think this is a correct sentence? Sarah running. If you think it's correct, show me a thumbs up. If you think it's wrong, show me a thumbs down. Okay, I see. Very good. Everyone's very intelligent. It is a wrong sentence. Why? Because I have Sarah and running, but this sounds incomplete. So I need something in the middle of Sarah and running, these two words, to make it complete, to make it make sense. I will put the verb is. Sarah is running. Now this makes a grammatically correct sentence. And you see this word is that helped you connect subject, Sarah, the person who's doing an action, with the action that Sarah is doing. This word which has helped you in this is what you call a helping verb. Helping verbs help you connect your verb with the person who's doing it. Okay, they're going to help you. I'm repeating this again for everyone. Helping verbs help you connect what the person is doing with the person who's doing it. Okay, but helping verbs are again divided into two categories. So let's see what are the two categories. Okay, so here you go. Helping verbs can be categorized into state verbs and modals. What do we mean by state verbs? State verbs are the verbs that, tell you about the state you're in a way. For example, these are also known as the tense verbs. The topic of tenses that troubles most of you guys, right? I think tenses is a troubling topic. And if you want to learn about tenses, you need to learn about helping verbs and state verbs because the whole topic of the tenses, the whole concept of the topic tenses is made up of verbs. How? Let me show you. So, first, let's talk about state verbs. State verbs are of three kind only. The first one is to be. Now, I hope everyone's familiar that verbs have five forms. Yes? Verb first form is the base form of the verb. For example, I write play, right? Play is a normal word. It's an action that we all do. That is the base form. Then we have verb second form, that is played, the past form of it. I played. Or you can say eat and ate. Now, this is an irregular verb because in the past tense, when I talk about eat in the past tense, it changes its form completely, right? That's why it's an irregular form. Whereas play is a regular verb. Coming down, we have verb third forms. It'll still be played, right? Now, what is verb third form? Some of the kids might have the doubts in that. This is the verb form in which you use only when there's a completed action. Okay? For example, I have already eaten my lunch. So that action that has ended. That action has finished. I've already played with my friends. That action has ended. So whenever an action has finished, we use this form. For example, played, then we have eaten. Are we clear with this? If you are clear with this so far, please show me a thumbs up. Okay. All those kids who are understanding, I want them to be smiling as well because you're learning something new. You're getting clearer with the concepts. All those who are not understanding anything, I want them to be, just as they are. But the kids who are understanding, who are gaining knowledge today should be smiling. All right. Tanvi love, if you have any queries, okay. Like eat is present, ate is past. Very good, Tanvi. Very good. I'm receiving so many comments in here as well. Like also when you are helping someone. Perfect. All right. Then we have verb fourth form. The fourth form of the verb is the easiest one. You just add an ing to them. Playing, and what would be the fourth form of the verb for eat? Answers in the chat box, everyone. I'm waiting to see who answers me first. Very good, Imtiaz. Very good, Arasha, Nidha, Nazaha, Opal, Aiden. Oh my God, there are so many names. I can't even take all the names. But very good. That's perfect. Eating is the fourth form of the verb. And after that, we have the last form of the verb, that is plays. For example, when I have to talk about one person, only one person doing that action. So I would say plays or eats. For example, Tanvi eats or Tanvi plays. Sarah eats or Sarah plays, right? He eats or he plays. So when there's one person, you use verbs with this S at the end. Now there's a secret of this S. I'll tell you a little bit later. I want to keep you guys in a little bit of suspense as well. Okay? Uh is put, yes, Aradhya. Put is same for all of them. So for example, Aradhya has asked me what happens with put. So put, the first form of put is put, second form is put, and the third is also put. Is that clear to everyone? Yes. It is the past, present, and future. Everything same for put, and even for cut. You see, these are exceptions. They don't want to follow any rules. So that's why. I hope everyone's clear with the different five forms of the verbs. Very good. Now, coming back to the topic, when we talk about state verbs or helping verbs, they function a bit differently when I talk about their forms. Action verbs will have five forms, whereas state verbs will have different forms. For example, the form of the verb be is, am, are. And I hope everyone knows is, am, are is used in the present state. For example, let's talk about is. Sarah is running. That means she's doing that action right now. Any action that's happening right now is present tense. So Sarah is running tells you that you are in the present tense. You're in the present state. Whereas if I change is to another state verb, let's say I change it to was. Now my sentence would be Sarah was running, right? So, doesn't the state verb tell you which state you're in? Once you change one of the state verbs from present tense, you went into the past. Sarah was running. Now she was doing this action. She's not doing it right now. This action happened in the past, some time ago. Are we clear with this? What are state verbs and what do they do? Very good. Now, talking about the different forms of the state verbs. First, we have is, am, are, was, were, be, been, and being. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, Tanvi is raising her hand. Was is past. Yes, yes, Tanvi, was is past. Okay, Ayansh asked me, what about, of course, no love, that's not a complete sentence. Okay, I will explain that, Ayansh. Don't worry. I will explain that problem to you when we get to it. I remember your question. And okay. All right, Akshita, I've got that. All right. So now let's move ahead. Now, you see all the pages that you see displayed on my screen. Please make sure that you take a screenshot of them or you're noting them down because these are very, very, very helpful for you guys. Okay? All right, now I will move ahead and talk about have. Have is another type of state verb, and you can similarly change the tense of the sentences by changing has or have or had. For example, I had my lunch. That means it happened in the past. Whereas if I say I have my lunch, that means it's happening in the present. Okay. Similarly, we have the third type of state verb, that is do. To do and and did. For example, I did that yesterday. I did my homework yesterday. That means it's in the past again. I do my homework every day. Now that is simple present because it's a habit. Are we clear so far? Show me a thumbs up, everyone. Okay. I only see thumbs up, but I don't see smile. That means no one's understanding. Okay, Ayan is understanding. Rihanna is showing me a big smile. Shazeen, very good, Arasha. Okay, perfect. Very good wins. Very good, Mohammed. Perfect. All right. Then we have models. Okay. These models are, here you go. Very, very, and very easy models. These model verbs are actually Useful, they are helping you talk about the possibility. Thank you, Manahil. Perfect, got it. Okay, so now talking about modal verbs. Modal verbs are those kinds of verbs which tell you about the possibility of something, which tell you about the ability of something, okay, probability of something. For example, can I get the best score in the mock test that I give you today? Can you guys get the best score in the mock test? Who thinks they can get the perfect score in the mock test I'll be giving them today? There you go. I see Ayan being very confident. Anna, yes. Yatrib, I have full confidence. Imtiaz, Mahadev, perfect. Okay, Gabriel, okay, perfect. Akshata. So let's see who gets the best score, because whoever finishes it first has to send it to me as well. Okay, I'm going to check your scores, and whoever gets the best score will announce that next time. Okay. So if you want your name to be flashed to everyone that you got the best score, do let me know about it. Okay. Now they tell you about the possibilities. Coming back to the model verbs, they tell you about the possibilities, right? Can I do this? May I go there? Might I do that? Okay. Shall I do this? Should we do that? So, in all these cases, you're asking for the probability. Okay. Now, moving ahead, there are a few things that you need to know. A verb is a doing word that shows an action or a state. Action that we just learned, one of the categories of verbs, or a state is another thing that we learned about verbs. The another kind of verbs that exists. Then the second sentence says a sentence may have. Mahadev, no, you're supposed to make your notes in your books. Yes, Ishan, perfect. Yes, Imtiaz, they indicate commands as well. All right. After that, coming back, we have a sentence may have a main verb. What is a main verb? A main verb refers to, the one thing, one action you're doing in a sentence. For example, if I say, Sarah eats. Now, eating is the main action, so this is my main verb. It says a sentence may have a main verb. We did that. Helping verb. So, Sarah is smart. Now, this sentence only has one verb. That is a helping verb. When there's only one verb and that is from the category of helping verb, then that verb that we have becomes the main verb itself. So in this sentence is not just a helping verb category from the helping verb category, but also the main verb. And it says a sentence may have both of them. For example, I say Sarah is running. Now, how many of you can identify what would be the main verb? Will is be the main verb or running would be the main verb? Answers in the chat box, everyone. Okay, very good, Gabriel, Sanket, Opal, Imtiaz. Okay, no. Oi, Nadu Mola, no, 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 no. Aiden, perfect. Shahzeen, good. Rihanna, Mahadev, Amrita. Okay, Nazaha, no. Mohammed, no. Vince, perfect. Nidha, perfect. It will be running. Your action verbs will always take the place of main verbs, even if you have a helping verb in there. Action is the main verb, and this would be your helping verb. Remember, we did this example when I started talking about the topic of the verbs. This is always your helping verb. But if there's no one around, for example, when you're home alone with your sisters or brothers, right? You have your parents who are older than you, but when they are not at home, you become the oldest one in the house, no? The responsible one. Similarly, when we have the action verbs, they will be the main verbs. When there's no main verb around, then they will become the main verb. Then, coming to the third fact that you need to know, the verb is the main word in a sentence. No sentence can be completed without a verb. All right, I'll give you all one challenge. Let's see how smart you are. I'm giving everyone a challenge, and you have to do this under 1 minute. You have to make a sentence that does not have a verb. There should be no verb in the sentence that you write. Very good, Amrita. That means you're the oldest one in there. It's possible, it's impossible. It's like verb plus noun equals sentence. Very good. Very good. Home is nice. Yatrib is a verb. It's impossible, Ranti. Perfect. Perfect, Opal. Perfect, Simona. Okay, very good. I like. Liking is also a verb. I am, by the way. Okay, I do not know the meaning of BMW. Okay, I'm okay, got it now. Sarah goes. Goes is a verb, Mahadev. Okay, is a verb, Imtiaz. Park is fresh. So is a verb, as we just learned. It's a helping verb. So there you go. Most of you got it correct. There's no possibility that you can have a grammatically correct sentence that does not have a verb. Okay. Now, talking about the verbs, they can also be further categorized into transitive and intransitive verbs. Okay. Okay, I've received some more sentences. Everyone, you can stop. What's a surprise? I'll tell you a bit later. These are green leaves. Are is a helping verb. This is the helping verb. There is no possible sentence. Perfect, Aradhya. It is impossible. All right. Yes, perfect, Ishan. Now, coming back to the topic, everyone, focus on the screen. When I talk about verbs, verbs can be further categorized into two more categories, transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Now, this is something most of you would be learning for the first time, so pay close attention. Transitive verbs are the verbs which use a direct object. Now, most of you would be like, what is an object? So, listen up very closely. When I make a sentence, a very basic sentence, what I require is a subject plus my verb. Without these two things on the screen, I cannot make even a single sentence, okay? And then sometimes in a basic sentence, I can also add an object. Now, this object, pay attention, everyone. What do we mean by an object? I'm going to make it very simple for you and clarify this for once and for all. An object is something that receives the action of the verb. Okay. For example, I say I love. Okay. I want to say pizza. How many of you love pizza? Show me your hands. How many of you love pizza? Raise your hands if you do. Okay. All right. Okay, everyone has raised their hands. Perfect. Everyone loves this food item, but is it good for your health? Okay. Is it good for your health? There you go. All right. Now, even though it's not good, we still love it, so it's okay sometimes. All right. So now when I say I love pizza, in this sentence, who is performing the action of love? Who is loving? I. I am loving the pizza, right? So I am performing the action of love. So I is the subject in here. Then, of course, loving is a verb. But what is an object? Who is receiving all of my love? Which junk food is receiving? Which fast food is receiving all of my love? You guys can shout the answers. There won't be any noise in the class, but you guys can definitely shout the answers of what you love. Very good, Shazeen and Rihanna. Perfect. Pizza is receiving all of my love. That means pizza is the receiver of the action. Very good, Vince. So pizza becomes the object. Do we understand this concept? Okay. Now, always remember two facts about the objects. First fact, that objects are going to be only nouns or pronouns. Okay, if it's not a noun, if it's not a pronoun, it's not an object. Okay, for example, I love pizza. She is walking with me. If I say the sentence, she is walking with me, is there an object in the sentence? Yes, there is. What is the object? Tell me. Actually, wait, I'll change the sentence because this might get confusing for a few of you. So I'll change the sentence. I want to say, he sent the letters. He sent the mail. Okay, is there an object in the sentence, everyone? Okay, I've received so many messages. Very good. Letters, mails, very good. Whoever said it, me is also an object. Perfect, everyone. Very good. All right. Perfect. I'm receiving so many answers and everyone's correct. That means everyone's on the right track. Everyone's doing very good. Be proud of yourselves because you so far have learned so many new things today. All right. Now getting back. He sent the mail. Mail is the object. Yes. And you guys are correct. Why is this the object? Because who is being sent? Who is being sent? Who's being affected because of the verb? Mail is being affected because of the verb that is being sent. So that is my object. Okay. And who is sending it? Who's doing the action? He. So that would be my subject. Okay. After that, moving ahead. This was the one thing you should have learned. Okay. Write this down. Objects are going to be nouns and pronouns, everyone. The second tip that you should learn is that you can put the question what or whom right after the verb. When you do that, you will encounter an answer. And when you get an answer after the questions what or whom, that answer is your object. For example, if I ask the question, I love what? He sent what would be my answer? I love pizza. So pizza is the object. He sent mail. So mail is the object. Okay, so it's that easy to recognize an object in a sentence. Just put these two questions directly after the verb. I will say, I love what? He sent what? I love whom? Okay, he sent whom? When I get the answers, those answers are my objects. If I don't get any answers, for example, the sun rises daily. Okay, now my verb is rises. When this is my verb, I have to ask the question what or whom. The sun rises what? Do I get my answer? Show me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't get an answer. The sun rises what? I don't get an answer. Okay, the sun rises whom? Do I get an answer? No. So that means I do not have any object at all in this sentence. Are we clear with the concept of subject, verb, and object? Very good. So if your sentences have an object, a direct object, you have a transitive verb. If they do not have an object, it is an intransitive verb. For example, he sent the letter. Letter is the direct object of the verb sent. So this is a transitive verb. Sent is a transitive verb. Whereas Larissa rises slowly from her seat. Slowly is an adverb. It ends in ly, everyone. So this is definitely not the object. Again, transitive verbs transmit action to the object. What is being sent? So it's transmitting the action. And then may also have an indirect object. Indirect object is what will come after the letter. For example, he sent the letter to Alice. Now, Alice would be indirect object because he sent it. So who got affected? I, because I received the letter, right? Letter was being sent. To whom? To me. So I am the indirect object. Okay, and if there's no object at all, okay, although an intransitive verb may be followed by an adverb or adverbial. So look, intransitive verbs are being followed by adverbs. Okay, all right. So I hope everyone's clear with the concept of verbs, helping verbs, state verbs. Amrita, ask your questions in the chat box, love. All the kinds of verbs. Okay, Sanket, I'm repeating this once again for you. Sanket does, and many of the other kids who do not understand what is an object. Object is something who receives the action. For example, Sanket, if you say, I love pizza. So who do you love? You love pizza. Pizza is receiving the action of love from you. So whoever receives the action is the object. For example, he sent the letters. So what did he send? He sent the letters. So letters are the object. I hope everyone's clear now. All right. No worries, love. I'll go through the whole, I'll go through all the slides once again at the end, and you can take a photo of them and you'll have all of them. All right. Now I want everyone to take a photo of this. This would be your homework, a little homework that I'm giving. Okay. All you have to do in this is read the following sentences and state whether they are transitive or intransitive sentences. That means, is the verb being used as transitive or intransitive? Don't worry, I'm going to do the first one with you. So when I say, she has written a novel. Now, what is the verb in there? Answers in the chat box. So the object is being affected by the verb. Yes, Ishan, perfect. That's perfect. Very good. Written is the verb. Now, after the verb, novel is not a verb, Tanvi. Okay. After the verb, put the question what or whom. She has written what? She has written whom? Do you get the answer of any one of them? Do we get the answer of any one of them? Yes, Ayan, very good. We get the answer. A novel. Very good, Nidha, Ayansh. Very good. So the answer novel is the object. Shovik, perfect. Ishan, perfect. Very good. Arasha, very good. Rihanna. Okay, I'm not receiving a lot of answers in the chat box. Do you not want me to call your name? That you gave the correct answer? If you want, then answer in the chat box, everyone. Okay? Novel is the object. Very good, Shahzain. All right, so this is how you have to do it. Now you found out the object, that novel is the object. So you will say that this sentence here, the verb is being used transitively. This is a transitive sentence. Written is a transitive verb. If you did not get the answer, let's say you could not get the answer of she has written what. If you did not have, if you would not have gotten the answer, then this would have been intransitive. Simple. So this is how you'll be doing it. And I want to receive the answers for these, homeworks as well, these little questions. All you have to write is T or I. T for transitive, I for intransitive. Okay. Now, moving ahead, everyone, the admissions are open here for 2024 to 2025. And for the first 20 students who wants to enroll, there's a flat 20% off. So please make sure that you book a free demo, or you want to enroll, so you can directly contact the admin team. And how are you going to do that? There are calling numbers, there are WhatsApp numbers given right below on my right side, you see. So do note down those numbers if you want to book a class, okay? Now, getting started with our second topic of the day, that is subject-verb agreement. All right. So everyone give the heading. Yes, Vince, you can do that. Copy the heading. Yes, Tanvi, I know, love. Okay. Yes, Ishan. Perfect. Very good, Ayan. All right. So let's move ahead. Our second topic is subject-verb agreement. But we are almost done with half of this topic because we're done with verbs, right? So we're done with half of the topic. Now, all we need to do is learn what is a subject. Under the subject-verb, agreement, I want you guys to give the heading as very good, Ishan. Give the heading subject. And what is a subject? Subject is the main thing in a sentence. What do we mean by a main thing in the sentence? The main thing in a sentence is it is without whom or without which your sentence cannot happen, without which you can't make a grammatically correct sentence. Okay, so for example, subject could be recognized in two easy ways. There are only and only two conditions, two secret conditions that I'm telling you today about. These two conditions, if you can recognize them easily, then you can recognize what is a subject. So the first one is nouns or pronouns. Look for all the nouns and pronouns in the sentences. And I think everyone's good with nouns and pronouns, right? Everyone knows what are nouns and what are pronouns. Nouns are your names of places, people, animals, and objects, things, right? And pronouns are the replacements of nouns. For example, he, she, it, they, them, we, us. All of these are pronouns. So if you find any of those in the sentence, look for them, mark them. Now, if for example, I find 5 nouns or pronouns in my sentence, then which one is going to be my subject, right? That would be my question. So all right. So first thing we have is doer of the action. So whichever noun or pronoun you select is, you have to look for the doer. Which noun or pronoun is doing the action? Doer of the action means who is doing the action. For example, I say Simona is writing it, right? Simona is writing. So in this sentence, my love, I'm just taking your name for an example, okay? All right. So Simona is writing the classwork. So Simona is doing the action of writing. So Simona is a noun. Simona is a name of a person. So Simona becomes the subject, right? And Simona is also a good girl, right? She's a very smart girl. Yes? Very good. So that is how you find one subject in your sentence. Okay, but there could be multiple subjects as well. For example, I say Nazaha and Tanvi, right? Nazaha is writing the classwork, Tanvi is writing the classwork. Why would I say the same sentence again and again, right? I can just say Nazaha and Tanvi are writing the classwork. So there are two subjects now because there are two nouns doing the action. So don't fixate on this that oh, there's going to be only one action. Secondly, being talked about. Okay, What if I say that, okay, Arusha is a smart girl. In this sentence, I have Arusha, name of a girl, right? Arusha is a smart girl. Now, I can't take everyone's names in the examples, but you can change the girls with boys and Arusha's names with yourselves because I think everyone's smart and you guys are learning so many new things today in these sessions with me. So, of course, you're getting smarter. So, there you go. Now, when I say the sentence, Arusha is a smart girl, okay? When I say the sentence, Arusha is the noun, okay? Girl is a noun. But which of them is going to be my subject? So you focus on the second condition because there's no one who's doing an action. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Arusha. So Arusha is the subject. Is this clear to everyone? And that is how easily you recognize a subject. Now, I am going to show you some questions after this in which it'll get trickier to identify it. But I'll again tell you one little hack. Okay? Now, coming here, you see, here's a detective. Now, this detective is here to identify a secret agent that's hidden on this page. There's a secret agent in our class now. I hope everyone knows who's a secret agent. Yes? Someone who's a hidden spy. Do we know who's a spy? Yes. So there's a spy or a secret agent in our class. Is there anyone who knows who's that secret agent? Anyone? Okay. No, love, no, Morali. No. Yes, Ayan, very good. I'm so proud of you. So Ayan takes classes with me and he knows what's my answer for this question. No, very good, Ashan. Yes. So S, this letter is the secret agent. You see this letter or this letter. This is the secret agent. Okay, how is this the secret agent? Let me tell you. You see, for example, if I write the noun boy, everyone knows that boy is singular, right? Boy is a singular noun. But what if I write boys? Now this becomes plural, right? Right, everyone? Okay, but in the case of verbs, this S that you see at the end of a noun, it will do the inverse. This S is a secret agent who is there to make the verbs singular instead of making them plural. How? Let me show you. Imagine your name and think about a sentence with your name. Everyone is one here, right? There's only one Nazaha, one Arasha, one Shovik, one Murali, sorry, and Manahil, one Advik, one Ranti, one Ishan, one Nidha, right? Okay, so there's only one of you. So how would you say a sentence? For example, I say Sean runs to the shop. Okay, Sean runs. So Sean is only one here. And with Sean, one person, one subject, I will use singular verb, right? Because he can't do plural action. He can't perform plural verbs. So if Sean is singular and I say Sean runs to the shop, that shows me that runs is also singular. And that S at the end of runs is a secret agent that makes the word run singular. Is this clear to everyone? If yes, show me a thumbs up. And I don't see smiles. Where did the smiling go? I think the session's going good. Okay, there you go. Now I see. Okay, whoever's not showing me a smile, that means they are skipping their nighttime routine for brushing. Is that so? Okay, now I'm seeing much better smiles. Okay, very good, Sean. All right, very good, Ishan. All right. So there you go. Now, when you have to make a subject, when you have a singular subject, you use S form of the verb, the fifth form of the verb, which has an S at the end. Okay, because that form which has an S at the end is also singular. But if you have a plural subject, that means John and James. John and James are two people. If there are two, that means plural. And you use the base form of the verb, the first form of the verb, that is cook without an S. Are we clear with this? Everyone, are we clear with this? Okay. Give me a second, everyone. I'll just share my screen with everyone again. All right. Now, I hope we can move on. Yes, Murali, yes, there's no issue. Tanvi, what happened? Is there an issue, love? Okay. If you have any issues, you can definitely drop them in the chat box, okay? All right. Now we are clear with what is a subject. We're clear with what is a verb. Now, why do we need to learn about an agreement? There are so many rules in the agreement. Why do we have to learn about all of them? So let's, um, okay. Okay. Can you guys see the screen, the next page? Okay. Yes. So now, here you go. Why do we need to learn about these rules? We need to learn about these rules because, as I said, subject and verb are very important. Without the subject or the verb, we are going to lose the English language. That is why we made certain set of rules. There are 15 to 19 rules that you need to learn that, help subject and verb stay friends. They agreed to these rules, and that is why they are friends, and that is why they don't fight and the English language doesn't fall apart. Because if subject and verb, they don't follow, they fight between them, then we won't have an English language. Now let's see those rules. The first rule is something that I've already made you familiar with. For example, when you have compound subjects are two or more subjects. When you have two or more subjects connected by and, use a plural verb. For example, Zaid and Caleb. These are two people. They are connected by and. Are transferring. Are is plural, right? Are transferring to another school. Is this clear to everyone? So this was your first rule. After that, we have the second rule. Now this one's tricky, so pay attention. For example, instead of saying Zaid and Caleb, what if I wasn't sure? What if I forgot who was transferring? I know one of them doing that. So if only one person is doing the action, I'm not sure which one, but only one person is doing, that means there's only a singular subject, even though I'm taking both the names. Yes? So what will I do is I will use or. Zaid or Caleb is transferring. Why will I use is? Because either Zaid will transfer or Caleb will transfer, but there's only one person who is going to transfer, right? For example, Sean is listening to me or Shauna is listening to me, but only one person is listening to me. Don't worry, I know you both are listening, but I'm giving your names as an example, okay? So, why will I say Sean is listening to me or Shauna is listening to me? I can shorten the sentence. I can say Sean or Shauna is listening to me, right? But only one person is doing the action of listening. That is why I will use singular verb with it. Are we clear on this? Okay, so or is the conjunction that's joining colleagues and boss. Boss is the one that's closer to the verb. The rule says whatever, subject, whatever name, subject, noun, or pronoun is closer to the verb, think about it if that's singular or plural, and then use your verbs accordingly. For example, either her colleagues, this is plural, or her boss. This is my second subject, and this is singular. My second subject is closer to the verb. Subject that's closest to the verb, and that's singular. That's why I'm using a singular verb. And how do I know this verb is singular? Because of the secret agent, the spy. Are we good with the second rule? Now, what if I change this? What if I say the teacher or her students? Now you have to choose between plays with the computer. Answers in the chat box. With the computer. Answers in the chat box. Let's see. Okay. All right. Very good, Shavik. Very good, Yathrib, Gabriel. We have Arasha, Ayansh, Ruchi. We have Ranti, Ishan, Nidha. Very good. No, it's not played. Tejashri, Nazaha. If I say anyone's names wrong, I'm really sorry for that because I'm reading so many names so very fast. So Gabriel, no. Amrita, no. Shauna, no. Gabriel, no. Vince, okay, Vince is correct. Gabriel, no. Mahadev, no. Okay, I'll tell you the answer now. The teacher or her students. Students is plural, right? Students is plural. This is a plural noun. With plural noun, we'll use a plural verb. Students play. This is plural. How do we know that? Because it comes without the spy who makes them singular. Now, why are we switching to plural? Because we look at the subject closer to the verb. This subject is closer to the verb. Teacher is not close. Look how far it is from the verbs. So we'll not consider that. Very good. Miss, okay. Am I glitching for everyone? I don't think so. I think I'm perfect for everyone else. So there you go. My love, you're facing some network issues and it'll get sorted out in a minute. Now, everyone, there are many more such rules. But you see, we took so much time learning about so many new things like verbs, transitive, intransitive, different types, main verbs, helping verbs. Then we learned about subjects, we learned about objects, that we won't be able to cover all the rules. But that is what our sessions are for. No worries, Abdul. My parents are calling. Yeah, sure, Amrita. There are no issues with that. Okay, so now, since we were doing so many things, we wouldn't be able to complete all the rules today. And that is what the sessions are for. You see, in our sessions, we're going to take every topic one at a time. Okay, we're going to take verbs in a single class, we're going to take subject verb agreement in another class, we're going to spend some time on every topic, one class on every topic, and we're going to do questions together there as well. Okay, we're going to discuss the answers in the class. So you will do everything in front of me. Okay, don't worry, you won't get a lot of homework either. You just have to revise what we do, and that is how we'll be conducting the sessions. So if you found this session useful, do enroll and do check out the lessons. Now, don't worry, I'm not sending you away just now. We're still learning. Okay. All right, Gabriel, I don't understand why there are so many dots. You can ask me a question, but focus in the class. All right. Now, the third rule that we have is nouns that end with S but they are not plural. Now, what is this sorcery? Let's see. There are some nouns which end with S but will not be plural. For example, physics. Physics is one subject that you will learn about when you grow up, and it is a singular subject. Physics is only one subject. Similarly, I think everyone here loves or finds maths to be difficult. So, mathematics is another subject and it's only one subject. Very good, Advic. Advic says news. News is also singular. All of these things are singular, but they end in S. Ending in S does not mean that it becomes plural necessarily. Okay, there are some exceptions. For example, if I say James, James is already a name that ends with S. Does that mean I have a lot of James in the class? No, it's only one person. Okay, so whenever there's a noun that ends in S, you have to keep this in mind that it could be singular. Okay, and whenever it's singular, a singular noun will take a singular verb. So, for example, physics is a difficult subject. Are we clear with this? Show me a thumbs up and a bright smile. Let's see who has the brightest smile. Very good, Vince. Okay, Adwick. Okay, but now, very good. All right. Ishan, Ranti, perfect. So there you go. No worries, Amrita. Amrita, if there's a noun that ends in S and it's singular, for example, mathematics, physics. All right. All right, Manahil, got it. So if it ends in S, and it might be possible that it is singular. Okay. So if it's singular subject, then you take a singular verb with it, like mathematics is my favorite subject. You will never say mathematics are my favorite subject. Okay. Now we have another rule. Then we have another rule, and then we have many more things. But again, as I promised, we'll learn all of these rules in our classes. And did you see how they could be a bit, troublesome if if you're not familiar with all of the rules? For example, the teacher as well as her students. Students is plural, but I'm still using a singular verb. Why are we doing that? If you want to know why are we doing that, you will have to come to the sessions, okay? Now, here you go. I'll just tell you very quickly about a few important things about Glecta. Uh, there are just a few things that you need to know about Glecta. That is, first we give one-on-one and group online tutoring sessions both. So if you want my individual attention, then of course you can enroll in the one-on-one. Or if you want to face some competition with the other kids and bond with them, learn with them, then you can go for the group online sessions. We are offering both primary school coaching. Then we are offering you secondary school tutoring, senior high schools, which includes stats and 11 plus tutoring. year 2 to 6, GCSEs, A levels, and many more things. And we are covering all the subjects. So you can book a free demo for yourselves or for your friends or for anyone that you know for GCSEs, A levels, and 11 plus as well. Okay, so you will get to see how will we learn in there as well. This was a definitely a masterclass which showed you how we're going to learn, and that one is also going to be a free one for you. And in this one, the benefit of coming to this particular session was that now you guys are going to receive a free mock test that you guys can try. Okay. All right. I want you guys to take a screenshot of this as well. And I know, love, we missed the fourth one, but we didn't miss it. We are a little short on time, so we're going to cover that when you come to the sessions. Okay? So you can quickly enroll in the sessions and we'll see. And we'll learn all the rules. There are 15 rules, love. There are actually 22, but you'll have to do 15. I shortened them for you. So you'll be learning all the 15 rules with me, and I'll make you practice with me in a lot of fun games. Okay? So that you never forget them and you don't feel like you're working. Okay? Yes, love. Opal, we're going to do that. Tanvi, what happened? I don't see you smiling today. All right. So, has everyone taken a screenshot or a photo of this? Yes, Ishan, we're going to do that. And okay, next week, you guys know what's going to happen next week, who all are studying with me. But after that, after the upcoming week, in our classes, I have a very specific thing. Shazeen, Tanvi, Arasha, Rihanna, I have a very specific thing planned for you. There's a special catch that you're going to notice in the classes. And I want to see how many of you can win in there. Okay? All right, I'm reminding you of all the social media platforms that you can follow Glecta on again. So if you want, do enroll here, get all the updates related to Glecta on the YouTube live sessions, Instagram, 11 plus Telegram channel specifically. And if you want to gain knowledge about how to pass your 11 plus with good score, some tips and tricks related to it, do follow Glecta on Facebook as well. Okay. Now, if you've got any questions, the chat box is already open to you all. Please start, flooding it with that. On WhatsApp, Opal. Okay. All right. So, is there anyone who has any questions? Okay. All right, Mohammed. I don't understand this language, but you can teach it to me in the sessions. Okay. Um, no worries, Ayan. You can just, talk to the team and you can arrange a specific different time. You'll get. Thank you, Tanvi. Okay. Now I want everyone to tell me, how did you feel about the session? How do you feel the session went? Are you all happy? Did you all learn something new? Very good. I'm receiving some good comments. Okay. All right. Since no one had any queries or any doubts anywhere, I think everyone understood everything and everyone definitely learned a lot of things. Very good. Okay. So now we're going to keep our session up till here and we all are going to meet next time. But do not forget to enroll or promote, Glecta so that you guys can get your friends in here and you can study with them in the same group. And you guys will, can make your own teams in the classes and play in those quizzes. Okay? All right. Thank you, Arasha. Thank you, Ayansh. Thank you, everyone, for this lovely session. And now I'm going to see you all in your classes, okay? So, goodbye, everyone, and enjoy your weekend. Take care. Goodbye. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tejasri. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Arasha. Goodbye, Gabriel. Goodbye, Amrita, Fatina, Ranti, Abdul, Vince. Goodbye. Goodbye, Simona. Yes, Ayan. Do you have a question, dear? Okay, let me see. Okay, Ayan, send it in the chat box. I'm still here. Be quick. Bye, Opal. Uh, Thank you, Rihanna. WhatsApp, love. Ayan, WhatsApp. Okay. All right. Goodbye, everyone.